I often get asked how I got started in Luthery, and to tell that story, I really got to talk a little bit about my background. I was a homeschooler with parents that really valued traditional arts and skills and working with your hands. And so early on, I came to realize that skills were never going to go away. It's just that society has changed the value placed upon them. So, with that in mind, there were no skills that were really off limits to me to study as a homeschooler. Some of my first projects were building the shop that a lot of this video is taken in. I was about 8 years old, shingling the roof and working with my dad. My dad and I didn't have the sort of angst relationship that I see a lot of young folks have with their parents. I really valued him as my elder and as a craftsman, and so that I could learn anything from him. We built all kinds of stuff together. The shop, we built a house together. He helped me get started building a kayak when I was 12. We built a blacksmith shop. I studied blacksmithing for a while. With my mom, the focus was more on the arts, and we would travel around and do music together. We were part of the original Michigan Fiddlers Association, which was a great organization full of all kinds of retired people and people in the middle of their work life and all doing music together. And so I studied various traditional music forms in that setting. So it's probably no real surprise that when I married my wife Becky, she also had similar values, and that pattern continued. Uh, I worked at a canvas shop with her dad. I studied motorcycle technology in Florida. We moved to Maine. I worked on high-end Ducati sport bikes, and there's really never been a situation where I didn't do something because it didn't fit with somebody else's narrative for the story of my life. So in all of this, I realized that there was a real disconnect between young people learning from older people. And the current narrative seems to be that you have to go to college and become a professional to be uh, respected in any industry. And what I was seeing with people coming out of college was that they weren't qualified to replace the people who were retiring. Obviously, there's exceptions. There are uh, types of employment where college is super necessary and relevant, and to stay up to date in those technologies, you really have to go to college. But what I'm talking about is skilled trade with people with years of experience, engineers, craftsmen, that type of thing, where the disconnect between the experienced old timers and the young people coming into those industries was just really apparent. So with skilled trades, I really see a value to finding somebody who knows something about what you want to learn, and then going to that person and figuring out what they need to be willing to pass it on to you. For me, with Luthery, I started at Gallup Guitars. He had a wonderful staff that taught me how to build guitars, and we built 4 instruments together. And then I studied under Elon Howe, who was a local violin builder. Started when he retired from a professional career in masonry, and ended up being one of the authorities on copying Stradivarius violins. I think it's important too that when you have studied something and you know more than somebody else, you need to have a willingness to pass that information on to the next generation. And so that's what I'm trying to do these days. Hope you enjoyed this brief story and how I got started. Go find something you want to do and then learn it, then pass it on.